All right.
One of the things that I love to do is talk to real estate investors that are in the early parts of their journey. We can learn how they got started, the bumps and bruises along the way. I can ask them questions, they can ask me questions, but hey, we just have a good time. Next up is Maxwell. Maxwell, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for saying yes. You obviously are part of my school community. I put a post out
Yep.
there saying, hey, I want to talk to some new investors that are early in their journey. And you raised your hand and said yes. So thank you very much for that.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate the opportunity.
Awesome. So let's introduce Maxwell to the audience. What is your story? Where are you at? What you're doing in this crazy world of real estate?
All right. Well, I'm Max Lintner. I am 32 years old, and I am just getting started on my real estate investing journey. I don't have any properties yet, and I am just saving up money.
Awesome.
So
Well,
I'm
everybody,
no.
Maxwell, or is it Maxwell or Max? What do you want?
Oh, we can just do Max. It's great.
Okay, Max. Yeah.
Yeah.
I whenever I got my full name, I knew I was in trouble. So we'll just do Max. That's awesome. So Max, I want you to know that everybody starts there. Everybody
Yep.
starts where you are, right? You get interested in real estate investing, it takes a down payment, and it's okay. Everybody starts there. So when did you catch the bug? When did you go, hey, this is gonna be my thing? When did that happen?
I feel like it's been probably 4 or 5 years ago, but I haven't gotten all that serious about it until I don't know, maybe 9 months ago when I really started trying to buckle down and start saving money.
Very
Yeah.
cool. That's the key. So when you say buckle down, now did we do an audit of our spending and say, what's a need versus want? What is buckle down? Help me translate that.
Yeah, I think that's about the time when I purchased your Get Your Money Right course
Ah, there we go.
and
Okay.
kind of dove into that and said, oh, well, here's some stuff that I could get rid of, save better and
Yeah.
kind of figure everything out and see where I'm actually at.
Yeah, that get your money right course. It's 99 bucks. I mean, I never talk about it. But that's
Yeah.
exactly what Olivia and I did. Everything that's in there is what we
Oh, yeah.
did, with different spreadsheets, but the intention is there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to ask yourself, what's a need versus what's a want?
Yeah.
And we did this when our daughter, gosh, how old was Teresa? She was probably 9 or 10 when we did this.
Oh,
So
yeah.
again, we not only had to audit our expenses, but we also had to, keep in mind for our daughter. But it was
Did
eye
you
opening.
include her in the budgeting and stuff at that age or not quite yet?
So two answers. We did not, but we should have. One of the
Yeah.
mistakes I've made looking back is I didn't talk to my daughter enough about money. And
Yeah.
she was old enough. She probably wouldn't have gotten the concept, but it would have helped with vocabulary. One of my great
Mm.
regrets is we didn't talk about money with her enough, right? I have a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
of baggage from being broke and poor and
Yeah.
just money, whatever. And I never wanted my daughter to think about it, to have pain. And I
Mm.
unfortunately went the
Yeah.
entire
Yeah.
other way. Um, bad dad, bad dad. Um, so yeah, if you ever get
I
lucky enough to have a daughter or a son, uh,
have a
talk
five
about
year old
money.
daughter right now.
Oh, there you go. I
Yep.
I would I would start bringing up just easy words: money, credit card, taxes.
Yeah.
Um, just they're not going to get it, but
Kind
you just never know what sticks
of.
because
Oh,
the
yeah. Yeah.
the real time to have the conversation when I think back to Teresa was 10 and 11.
Yeah. That's kind
Yeah,
of when
because
you felt like
once
she
it
was old enough.
yeah, she was because once they get teenagers, they get weird. They just get weird. So you got this like little window, like 10, 11, where you can work that in. So that's fun.
Yeah.
So okay, so you're getting your money right. You're realizing what's a need or a want. You're cutting stuff out,
Hmm.
which means,
Yeah.
right, the bottom line, discretionary or disposable income is growing, and you're just banking that month after month. Is that where we're at?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Awesome.
saving about 20% of my gross income right now. And I just want it to be more.
Yeah, that is awesome. Other things. You're already very busy, right? You already have a full time job. Already have a daughter. In these times, is it a side hustle or a second thing? Because you're just trying to stack more and more cash. Have you thought
Yeah.
about those other things?
I have. And I've kind of struggled with what I would do. My work schedule is a little funky, and I travel quite a bit. So I
Yeah.
work like a
Okay.
12-day on, 12-day off rotation. But
Oh, wow, that
when I'm
is weird.
working,
Okay.
like I am now, I often have quite a bit of free time,
Mm.
but it would have to be something remote, obviously.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. There's just, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. That's an unusual script. 12 days on, 12 days off.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of nice,
Yeah.
get a
You
change
get
of
a 2 week
scenery.
vacation once a month.
Exactly.
Actually,
Yep.
I think I'd be down for that. Actually, let me
Yeah,
know,
I'm
folks. Would you be
scheduled to
down
work
for
like
a 12-12?
182 days a year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the problem? All right, folks. I want to hear from you below. Would you do a 12-day on, 12-day off? I'm just curious what the comments are going to say. All right.
I'll have to
Next
come
up.
and comment.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I am curious, what is your buy box? What are you looking for? Are you looking to buy a fourplex and move into one of the units? Are you looking to do
That
a
would be
owner
ideal.
occupied house? Okay, fourplex. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think fourplex, what, 2 to 4 bedroom per unit. I think 4 bedroom would be pretty hard to find in a fourplex, but a
Yeah.
1 or 2 bath.
Yeah.
But
Okay. And where are you in the
yeah,
country? I'm sorry. What state?
I'm in the Portland, Oregon area,
Oh,
so
Portland,
finding
Oregon.
anything
Okay.
that cash flows is a little difficult, but
Yeah.
see what
So
happens.
I'm curious, given your schedule, could you in theory live an hour away in one of the suburbs or like an hour and a half away? Could you just commute in once and then you go back, right? At the end of 12 days?
Yeah, that's correct. So yeah, the way it could work, I could really live anywhere in the country and it wouldn't be a problem. Although I kind of have a good support network. I'm
Yeah.
recently divorced, so my parents are in the area,
Nice.
so it's kind of
So,
nice to have that.
oh, for sure. Okay. So,
Yeah.
I don't know Portland at all, so these are probably crazy questions. Does it have a lot of multifamily? Because there are some parts of the country that don't really have, duplexes, triplex, quads. Does Portland offer that option a bunch or no?
I mean, I feel like it has a decent amount. I think the buy box I was looking at is probably maybe a 35-40 minute driving radius from one side to the other. And I think I
Okay,
got
that's not bad.
around 40 listings in there from two
Oh,
to four units.
okay, yeah. So you do have.
Yeah.
I, I was afraid you were going to say eight.
Oh yeah. It used to be that not long ago, but it has
Yeah.
been increasing. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Days on
You
market
got
have been going up. So
yeah. So I really do think we're in a buyer's market.
oh
Tell me
yeah.
about a fourplex that you have that you see listed today. I'm just curious what the numbers kind of look like. What's a fourplex that you've seen in the last, I don't know, 3, 4 days?
I think one of the cheaper options, I've limited my search to like 1.1 million below.
Oh wow.
And I think I've seen one in there for 900,000 four
Okay.
unit. Can't recall if it's 2 bed, 1 bath, or 2-2. Yeah, and I figure rents would probably be in the 1,800 range, but I feel like I'm not that great at
Mm.
estimating rents yet.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. So one of the things you could do again in part of school, um, Him Lane, right? Dana Dunford, her and I talk all the time. They have a rent estimator actually on
Oh yeah.
himlane.com. You can go there and put that in. She'll help. She's all Dana, CEO of Hemlane's also a part of school, so you can reach out to her and ask questions.
Oh, okay,
Uh,
cool.
Rent estimator is good. Um, the other thing you could do is network. I think one of the things, if I was in your position, is network with other small landlords, meaning people who
Oh
own
yeah.
multifamily.
Yeah.
I think that would actually on one of my 12-day off, I think I would take on a personal challenge. I would say something like, I want to meet 10 landlords who own duplexes through quads. So how
Yeah.
can you do that? Well, you could go to the title company and have somebody research that for you. There are
Oh yeah.
software products like PropStream that will allow
Yeah.
you to get owners' data. You could go to meetups. I'm sure Portland has meetups. I'm sure
Oh
probably
yeah.
has dozens of them. But I would take a personal challenge of meeting owners because you'd be shocked at what happens. Sometimes just serendipity, right? Owner wants to sell or
Hmm.
finance one, or they hear about an off-market
Oh
deal. Yeah,
yeah.
that's one thing I would definitely step on the gas.
Yeah.
Because you're already doing the daily grind, right? Saving 20, 25%. You're doing the
Yeah.
daily grind looking. I would up that and take on the challenge of networking, right? One of the things I talk about my 7 rules is meeting 2 new people a week. Given your
Yeah.
situation, I would try to meet 10 new landlords every 12-day
Every
off
time.
cycle.
Yeah.
All right, just the off.
Sweet.
I'll give you a pass the 12 days you're working, but every 10-day off cycle, that's now your challenge. Or 12-day off cycle is
Yeah.
to meet 10 new people.
Yeah. Cool.
I think you'd be shocked at what happens.
Would you say that it'd be ideal to have those people be local to the area as well?
You know what?
Or
It would certainly be helpful, but I'm actually gonna.
yeah,
It doesn't matter. You want to know, and you want to know the owners. So if you have
yeah,
to, you know, call them or send them a letter or whatever,
yeah,
your job is to meet more landlords.
cool.
Yeah, that's something I think you'd be shocked at what you. And again, be upfront and honest. Hey, you know, I'm a new
Yeah.
to this investing game. I'm looking to house hack a fourplex. One of the things I
Hmm.
know I have to do is meet other investors. You'd be
Yeah.
shocked at how talkative we are when we see someone
Oh yeah.
coming who wants to do what we do and ask questions. We were all
Yeah.
new once.
Sure. Yeah.
What you shouldn't do is say, "Hey, I'm a new investor and I want to buy a deal." That's not helpful, right? That's just like
Yeah. No.
noise to us. But when you
Uh-huh.
come in, you know, hey, I'm a single parent. I think house hacking is the way to build long term wealth. I'd love to do a
Hmm.
fourplex, and you're talking to
Yeah.
owners of fourplex. You know, it'd be great. And again, you could decide how
Yeah.
long you've been here, why'd you buy it, how is it tenant management. I think you'd be shocked at what you can learn from existing owners.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Cool. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I think
Um.
that's I remember you saying that you wish you had done that differently when you started is
Yeah.
networking.
Absolutely.
And I think that's something I kind of struggle with as well. So
Ah, Millennial Mike. Millennial Mike. I kicked him in. Our first conversation after he house hacked his duplex in Seattle.
yeah.
And he couldn't do it again, right? It's like 100 grand for a down payment or whatever it is. He's like,
Hmm.
you got to go out and meet people. And
Yeah.
he's proved he's a rock star now because
Oh yeah,
it's all the
definitely.
network, man. It's all the network, and it takes
Yeah.
time and it takes being uncomfortable and stumbling over your words. But dude, it's just like learning a language or playing an instrument. You get better with practice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. So, fourplex, do you have any idea what you might be approved? Like, if you talk to a mortgage lender?
I've been talking to some lenders recently, and I have a few phone meetings scheduled for Monday.
Okay.
So
So these are
one has
basically
said
like,
600,000,
okay.
which is will make it hard to get into a
Yeah.
fourplex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I work with Matt, the mortgage guy, or Convoy, anyway, you have one you like, 600, yeah, it'd be tough. $600,000 loan. Cause I know you can get into fourplexes with 5% down now,
Yeah.
but, yeah, I don't know the Portland market. Sounds expensive. 1.1 for a fourplex. Woo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what'd you say? 1,800. So what's that? 1836, 7,200 bucks. Yeah. That would be tough.
Yeah. It's pretty
Yeah.
tight.
So here's one for you. Here's another little, creative
Hmm.
financing. I did this on our second or third deal, a property called Ferris. We didn't have any money, or I should say we only had 10% down, and
Yeah.
the lender would only do 20%. So we were stuck. We couldn't close on that deal, and it was actually a two house. It was a house in the front, house in the back, so technically a duplex, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
but what we ended up doing is we ended up having the seller take back a second mortgage.
Oh, okay.
Uh, so I bring this up because, just for example, let's say a lender only does 600, maybe you can get the seller to take back a second, for, I don't know, 150 or 200 or something. Maybe you can get a lower interest rate. Maybe you can delay payments. I mean, there's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ability, seller financing doesn't have to be a first mortgage. I think a lot of people look at creative financing like the seller has to take back everything. That's not the case. They can be in second position behind a bank loan. So realize
Yeah.
that that's a tool that you have as well.
Hmm. I think that's actually a tool that my dad used many years ago on his first house that he bought. He had a
Look at that.
seller in second position.
Yeah, because again, if you get a seller in second position, they want to do it. Usually, it's going to be a slow market, right? Because obviously, most
Yeah.
sellers they'd want to be cashed out right away. But when the
Hmm.
market slows down, like your market, right? You just told me
Oh
earlier
yeah.
you went from 8 to 40 days on market going up, dude. Your time is now. So
Oh yeah,
here's
definitely.
another one. Here's another one I would do. I would go in and look at every fourplex that's over 30 days on market.
Yeah.
And let's say they're listed for 990. Let's say $1 million.
Hmm.
Next thing I would do is I would try to figure out when these buyers bought them. Right.
Oh
I use a tool
yeah, I've
called
been looking at that.
PropStream. Yeah, I use a tool called PropStream. You could go to a title company, but let's just say there are 5 of these. Let's just pretend for a minute.
Hmm.
Two of them were bought in the last 4 years, with huge loans. Probably
Yeah.
not a lot of room there. But 3 of
Right.
them were bought a decade or longer ago
Hmm.
for substantially less money, obviously.
Right.
Also, I would try to figure out how old the sellers are. Right? Like, are
Okay.
they over 60 or 65? Right? Are they are
Yeah.
they selling this because they're tired? Are they selling this because why are they selling? Right? In
Yeah.
age,
If they're tired,
some
then it's probably a decent
yeah,
property to get into. But if they're younger, then
yeah,
what's
it
wrong
could
with the
be.
property and what are they struggling with?
Yeah, I mean, it could always be death,
Yeah.
divorce, and you just never know. But
True.
I'm trying to look for that motivated seller who's got a lot of equity and might be open for my disrespectful offer. So let's just say for a minute,
Yeah.
it's listed for 1 million, 30 days on market or more.
Hmm.
Um, let's say for a minute that you could make the numbers work at 800.
Yeah.
I would write 2 offers. I would
Okay.
write one offer that's a bank loan at say 750,
Mhm.
again, giving myself room. And then I would write a second offer at maybe 900,
Yeah.
where the owner either carries a first, is the first, or takes on a large second. What's a large second? $500,000.
Yeah.
And again, I don't expect the seller to say yes to either of those disrespectful offers, but
Hmm.
I expect them to counter. And what will I learn? I will learn what's most important. Is it the 900? Is it the quick close? Right? My first
True.
offers and
Yeah.
my first disrespectful offers are not meant to get yes answers. It's meant to start the conversation.
Yeah. And kind of
Um,
see where the seller's at,
yeah, see what
what
see
they
what they're
want.
thinking.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if I'm right about a buyer's market and uh, it gets slower, not better from here,
Mhm.
you might surprise yourself. Again, you might get something for a significant discount or get some good seller financing options. So
Yeah.
that's something I would probably try to do.
Which is exciting.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I didn't
Yeah.
I
So
didn't really thought about the multiple offers being a way to learn what the seller wants, but
yeah.
I mean that totally makes sense.
Yeah. And again, it's all conversation. Again, one of the things you'll learn in this game is first offers are just that. The first offers, it's meant to start conversations. You have to talk to their agent, you have to talk to them. But over time, and again, just be authentic. Max,
Yeah, yeah,
single dad, work crazy shifts. I think this is how I'm going to get forward. I can't pay you more than X because the numbers don't work.
yeah,
The sellers will get it. If they want out,
yeah,
they want out. If they don't, then they'll just tell you no. It's okay. There's,
yeah. Then I'll move
on to
on
the
to the
next
next.
one. Exactly
Yeah,
right. Exactly right. Right.
like stay consistent and persistent would be good too. Yeah,
Focus and daily discipline. I wonder who says that all the time. I just
I don't
wonder
know.
who says. I don't know. Some guy says that
Yeah.
all the time. What are some other questions or topics you want to riff on for a little bit?
Um, I was curious, what's like something that you struggle with yourself personally, and how do you kind of mitigate it?
Early or today?
Uh, Either or.
All right, we'll do both. So early on, I think we talked about it earlier. I was a horrible networker. I was very much a
Right.
lone ranger. I created my own little bubble. I
Uh,
I I just did it wrong. The answer, real estate's a people business. You got
yeah.
to meet more people. My business didn't blow up until I started meeting 2 new people a week. And it's so easy today. I mean, it's
Oh yeah.
so easy today. I mean, you could meet 10 new people, like I challenged you earlier, in a day if you
Hmm.
really hustled. Um,
Yeah.
So that was early. Um, today I kind of struggle with I question myself sometimes because like everyone else,
Hmm.
I compare myself to others. It's just
Oh yeah.
natural, right?
Yeah.
And when you go out and you try to help people, there are people that build big businesses, right? They have
Yeah.
big teams and, they
Hmm.
do crazy numbers.
Yeah.
And, I'm a guy that's like, I don't want a team. I could not imagine having 50 employees. Talk about would eat me alive.
Oh yeah.
But
Just all the
I,
stress.
oh God, bacon payroll? Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Oh yeah.
I would lose myself, I think. But I'm not. It's still something I think about on occasion. It's like, wow, look at what they're doing this, doing that. But yeah,
Hmm.
it catches me sometimes, which
Yeah.
you know, I just got to go back to my mission. I'm trying to create something that outlives me by 50 years. Slow and steady
Hmm.
wins. But yeah,
Yeah.
I get stuck in that comparison trap once in a while.
Yeah. Do you usually just find yourself getting distracted by something else and forgetting about it, or is there something specific you
No,
you do
I
to kind
had
of be like, oh, it's ridiculous. Why am I making that comparison?
for me, I have to own it. I can only get by something when I own it. And I
Oh,
have
okay.
to acknowledge it. I
Yeah.
usually have to talk about it. Um,
Yeah.
like one of the things that like all these videos I do every week, I'm talking to my friends now. Often the
Yeah.
topics that we come up with are things that I'm kind of noodling on. So the only
Oh,
way I
okay.
can get by something is to talk about it. If
Cool.
it's not with somebody on this channel, it's with my wife Olivia. And the beauty is once I
Yeah.
talk about it, it's just like it's on the bookshelf. I'm good. I'm gone. But
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
if I'm just by myself and
Festering on it. Yeah.
it's not healthy. I have to talk about things. So like when somebody
Yeah.
says something like disrespectful about me,
Hmm.
I have to talk about it. It's just how I work. But
Yeah.
once I talk about it, good to go. I'm on. I move on. So
Sweet.
that's how I deal with it.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah. Well,
Let's see.
yeah, go ahead.
Um, a lot of my notes are on my phone and I'm using it for a camera, so it's kind of hard, but I scribbled some of them down real quick. I had a busy morning at work, but
Awesome.
um, I think best financing options, we kind of, for a fourplex, we kind of went over that.
Yeah, I
Seller
think
financing is
yeah,
likely going to be the best bet.
yeah, I think so. A first or a second. I think the second, like your dad, like you said, it's like shout out your dad.
Yeah, yeah,
I think that's coming back. I think I would do that.
yeah. I do have a meeting scheduled on Monday with Convoy,
Oh, nice.
and then I reached out to Matt, the mortgage guy, but haven't heard back yet. And I
Yeah.
talked to Stephen Dow on the phone briefly, but it sounds
Nice.
like it'd be better if I was doing just an investment loan instead of a
Yeah, he
residential
doesn't.
loan.
Yeah, he doesn't do
So yeah,
owner occ. Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
Yeah.
The only place where Steven could help you with the 50-40-10 is if you bought a fiveplex or above, right? Because he
Oh,
could
it
do
is five
commercial.
bucks or above. Yeah.
Yeah, he could do
Okay.
commercial. Like you could live in it, but it can't be residential, and residential is classified as 4 and below. So if you found a 6
Yeah.
unit or an 8 unit, he could help with the 50-40-10, but not not a fourplex. Yeah,
So even a 5 unit, right?
yeah, even a 5 unit. Yeah, anything that's
There's an
commercial, he could help.
interesting 5 unit that's listed right now. It's a fourplex with a one bed, one bath ADU.
There you go. That might work.
So yeah, I wonder. Huh.
I wonder. See, we got the wheels turning.
There we go. Yep. Perfect. Yeah, I think that's really the only other thing I had written down. I thought it was kind of funny. I feel like you hit on you should get into the trades
Yeah.
and save money when you're in
Yes.
your early 20s and buy a
Yep.
fourplex and house hack it. And I'm doing something similar. I'm a helicopter mechanic, so I'm in the trades. School was
Yeah.
pretty cheap. My return on investment on that was pretty good, but I'm 32 instead of 22. 10 years behind. But
No, you're not behind, dude. You are making my journey started at 30, so we're not.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
22 years in now.
yeah.
So I want to encourage you to keep going. It starts slow for everyone,
Hmm.
but you are on the right path. You're saving 20 to 25%. You're having the conversations. Don't make
Yep.
my mistake. Seriously, take on that networking challenge.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what, folks? If you are part of the school community, let's follow Max and send
Oh,
him a note
sweet.
and keep asking him, how's the networking going? How's the networking going? Let's
Yeah.
let's let's make it almost uncomfortable for him not to network. So
Perfect.
there you go. There you go. Well, I
Hopefully I
appreciate you,
can get
man.
on one of those accountability groups as well. I keep forgetting to
Wednesday
set
and
aside
Sunday.
time and put that on my
Wednesday and
calendar. Yeah.
Sunday. Yeah.
Yep.
It's
One coming up in
Wednesdays
a
at
few
6.
hours.
That's right. Come on.
Yep. I better be
All righty,
there.
buddy. There you go. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for being
Appreciate you
part of
too.
school. Keep sharing your story. Keep asking questions. Keep being
All right.
uncomfortable. You're doing the right thing. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, Mike.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks.